This is r.d. Sharma Solution Class 12th. Chapter 19 exercise is 19.9. Indefinite integrals we are talking about. Now this integration of log x by x dx. So this exercise is having more than 70 questions. And the previous exercise I told you to target the denominator so that we can get the numerator. Here most of the questions are related to targeting the numerator or otherwise, mixed. So if you take this log x as t, dt by dx will be what? Log x is 1 by x. Now this dx, if we take on the right hand side, it will be dx by x. So this dx by x, we are getting it as dt. So integral will be formed like this. So this is dx by x is dt and log x we have taken as t. So this will be t dt. And what is the integration of x raised n? X raised n plus 1 by n plus 1. So this is not x, actually it's x raised n plus 1, x dx. So this is t square by 2 plus constant of integration. What is t here? Log x. So log x whole square divided by 2 plus constant of integration, and this is your final result. So this is how you are going to solve it. The words like let, now, all these has to be written. Now here also, if you see, we have log 1 plus 1 by x. And if we equate it to t, we are going to get the denominator. How? So let us take this t equals to log 1 plus 1 by x. When we differentiate this, dt by dx is going to be 1 by 1 plus x, first thing. And the differentiation of 1 plus 1 by x. So 1 will be 0 and 1 by x is negative 1 by x square. 1 plus 1 by x will be what? See, it will be x plus 1 by x, and this is in the denominator. When it will go to the numerator, it will be x by 1 plus x multiplied by negative 1 by x square. So one of the x will get cancelled. So this goes x by x plus 1 as I just suggested, and then we have this negative 1 by x square. 1x you can cancel. This will be negative, I am taking it on the left hand side, and negative dt is going to be equal to this 1 by x, 1 plus x, and of course dx is in the numerator. Now what do you get here? This whole dx by x 1 plus x is negative dt. So this is how it has become simplified now. So this integration will become integration of log 1 plus 1 by x was taken as t, and this is whole is negative dt. So negative you can take it out and this will be dt. So t dt will be t square by 2 plus constant of integration. What was t? It's log 1 plus 1 by x. So just replace t by log 1 plus 1 by x. Log 1 plus 1 by x. This is whole square of this one. And don't write 2 if a term is bigger like this. Just multiply half with it. It's equivalent. Plus constant of integration. This is your final result. So this is the result in the printed form. If somebody wants to write it, where let should be put, all these symbols now, the integral sign, the dx should not be forgotten. So this one also is almost similar. See, 1 plus root x, if you take this as t, you are going to get this dx by under root x with an additional number or stuff or content. Dt by dx will be 1 by twice of under root x. So this 2 dt is going to be equal to dx by under root x. So this dx by under root x is 2 dt. So this integral will become 1 plus under root x is of course t. So it will be t square. I am taking 2 dt. So 2 I am taking outside. So it will be t square dt. So actually let me replace this by t square now. So let me write it again. 2 integration of t square dt. And what will be the x raised n integration? X raised n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So t raised 2 plus 1 3 by 3. So this is 2 by 3. T cube, in place of t cube take 1 plus root x, and this is whole cube plus constant of integration. Now the question you would ask is why 1 plus root x is not cubed? Why it was not been expanded? Actually, when the things are expanded and when we make it smaller and we try to say make it or print it in a terms which are lower than the initial expression, then it is called simplification. Okay, so we don't do 1 plus root x into 3 times and write it here. This is self-sufficient and this is simplified version. So this is the result. So as I told you, the initial questions are easier. There will be typical in the coming questions. There are 70 plus questions. So if you take this 1 plus e raised x, if you put it as t, you are going to get ex. because differentiation and integration of e raised x remains same. So the question you will ask me, why haven't you taken under root t? Please remember, the question is saying solve. That is, there is a difficult situation and you have to solve this equation. So it's a kind of puzzle, say some problem, or the, an event is given to you. You have to solve it and make it happen. So that is how, if you put under root t, you will have to put more effort. So in order to resolve your effort, just put t equals to 1 plus e raised x. dt by dx will be e raised x, and dx you can take on the right hand side. E raised x dx will be dt. So this is going to under root t. So now under root t is easily integrable. That's why we are in a safe position to solve it. What is under root t? 1 by twice under root t was a differentiation, if you remember. But here the t can be written as t to the power half. Anything root is actually to the power 1 by that thing. So x to the power n by n plus 1 by n plus 1, x to the t to the power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2, and 3 by 2 in the denominator goes up to 2 by 3, so 2 by 3 t to the power 3 by 2 plus constant of integration. What is t? T was 1 plus e raised x. So 2 by 3, 1 plus e raised x to the power 3 by 2, this one, plus constant of integration. So this was quite easy now. So this is the result which you can use to write actually how it has to be done. Now this is cube root of cos square x sin x. So if we take this cos x equals to t, sin x will come, and that's what we want. Always remember, the thing which is inside under root should be taken first, and then to see whether we get something out of it or not. So dt by dx is minus sin x, negative dt. I have taken negative on the other side. It's sin x dx. So sin x dx can be written as negative dt. So negative dt and integration of third root of under root cos square x will become cube root of cos square x third root of t square. Now this, anything like the root, third root or fifth root, it is nothing but, if it is on the x, it's x raised 1 by 3 and x raised 1 by 5. So this t square was already there. Now 1 by 3, so 2 by 1 into 1 by 3 gives 2 by 3. So t to the power 2 by 3 it is. So integration will be equal to integration of t raised 2 by 3. In place of sin x dx, just put negative dt. The negative come outside. It will be t raised 2 by 3 plus 1 divided by 2 by 3 plus 1. And this is negative. So this will be negative. Now replace t by cos x. See, 2 by 3 plus 1 is simply 5 by 3. It goes up, it will become 3 by 5. And this also is 5 by 3. So t to the power 5 by 3 divided by, and this what divided by was now has become 3 by 5 plus constant of integration. So minus 3 by 5. Now replace t by cos x. Cos x to the power 5 by 3 plus constant of integration. This is your result. So this is what we have discussed. Okay. So if you just give a bit, cos x is equal to sin x differential. Now this question, 1 plus e raised x seems to be a good candidate to be replaced or equated to t, and then we differentiate. So there are different ways you can do. E raised x you can put it as t, or 1 plus e raised x you can put it as t. 1 plus e raised x will be better. When you differentiate this, 1 is going to eliminate anyway. So 1 plus e raised x will be a better choice. So this 1 plus e raised x, if we place it as t, this dt by dx will be simply e raised x. So dt will be equal to e raised x dx. So this numerator is as directly as we got. So this will be equal to integration of e raised dx is dt divided by t square, and this will be simply t raised minus 2 when it goes up. So it will be t raised minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, and this plus constant of integration will come. This minus 2 plus 1 will give you negative. So negative t raised minus 1. So this will be minus 1 by t plus constant of integration minus 1 by t. T is 1 plus e raised x plus constant of integration. This is your answer. Now next one is cot cube x cosec square x. Now we know that the cot x will directly give you cosec x, cosec square x actually. And similarly with sec and tan also, when a question of sec and tan will come, same thing you have to do. So when you place this t as cot x, dt by dx will be equal to minus cosec square x. If you just take this negative on one side, it will be negative dt equal to cosec square x dx. So this whole term which we are talking about is negative dt. So this integration will be equal to cot cube is t cube, and this cosec square x dx, negative will go there, it will be dt. So this will t raised 3 plus 1 divided by 3 plus 1 plus constant of integration. So this negative t to the power 4 divided by 4, negative 1 by 4 we can take outside, t raised 4 will come. What was t? It was cot x. So negative 1 by 4 cot x to the power 4 or cot 4x, it's same thing. You can write it as like this also. And then the constant of integration. So this you can do by yourself. It's quite easy and similar with the tan and sec squares x like this question. Now in this question, sine inverse x differentiation is directly 1 by under root 1 minus x square. This is the background knowledge with which we will start. So t will be equal to e raised sine inverse x. When we differentiate this, dt by dx will give you e raised sine inverse x will be what? E raised of anything will be e raised of that thing only. So it will be e raised sine inverse x, and then we will differentiate this sine inverse x. It will be 1 by under root 1 minus x square. So it will be under root 1 minus x square. Now this dx can go on the right hand side. So the whole right one is the result. So this e sine inverse x whole square, because it was t being taken. So this is simply e raised sine inverse x into e raised sine inverse x. You can write it as square means, x square can be written as x into x. So e sine inverse x into e sine inverse x, and one of the part will divide by under root 1 minus x square, which is our question also. Now this whole on the right is simply dt. We have just done it. That is, e raised sine inverse x was t. The second term, all of it remaining after e sine inverse x is dt. So now it's t square by 2. What was t? T is e sine inverse x. So e raised sine inverse x whole square by 2, or you can multiply it by half in the front plus constant of integration. So this will be your final result. This question will take in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much and have a good one.